It is 2024, Craig. We are here to talk about EVs, or more importantly, our favorite of 2023 in our inaugural EV Pulse EV of the Year award. Something that I made all of my staff get super excited about last year, and I don't know if they actually were or not. Craig, were you? No, Craig was. Craig was. If you noticed over the holidays, we ran 16 different little vignettes. I hope you enjoyed some of them. Highlighting each of the vehicles that were eligible for our award. I'm going to come right out and say it. Congratulations to Genesis and its electrified GV70. Woo! I need a sound effects board. Woo! Winning our EV of the Year award. If you go to evpulse.com right now, you can see how it scored compared to.
What is that website, Chad?
That is evpulse.com. Do not put a dash between EV and Pulse. It is all one word. Otherwise, you will go to some power company thing that we should probably really send them a cease and desist about. But the Genesis GV70 plus the rest of the scoring, how we came out to this methodology, there was a lot of scoring. There was a lot of notes. There was a big old spreadsheet that I'm sure Craig also didn't like filling out. However, it was an opportunity to really evaluate and look at each vehicle individually, from everything from how much it costs to its range to its charging to how well it's put together. And at the end of the day, what's interesting is the Genesis GV70 is a vehicle that is greater than the sum of its parts. And that is how it took home the coveted trophy, which looks like a little badge. I don't know. We'll do a trophy at some point. But Craig, what did you like about the Genesis? As you take a drink.
Coffee. I'm gonna take another one.
I will talk about it then. Which is, so I drove it first time early last year. We were in, I don't know, somewhere. A friend of the show, Eileen, was my drive partner briefly for that. It's really good. The GV70, the gas-powered GV70, is one of the better compact SUVs out there in the luxury space. Does it have the absolute best technology? No. But it's comfortable, it's reasonably quick, it's reasonably fuel efficient, and it's put together well. And it seems to deliver everything that you would expect from a Mercedes or an Audi for less money and a pretty good warranty. So when Genesis made the decision to electrify that, to remove the gas engine and put in some EV hardware, I think it made the car better. It made it quieter for sure. And with some almost 500 horsepower, I want to say it's like 480, 470, a good old boost button, and all of the eGMP hardware, the fast charging and all of that you come to expect. It's excellent. It's an excellent EV.
You can't go wrong with it, really. It does everything very well. Sure, a little bit more range would be nice, but it is competitive.
I mean, that's the big elephant in the room is the 236 miles of range, which mostly comes from the larger stock wheels. I believe they're 20s, and the extra rolling resistance that comes with that. I hope our friends at Genesis will offer a smaller wheel option at some point, just to eke out some more range. But otherwise, it is an extremely competent EV. And if you do have to recharge, you can do 10 to 80% in just 18 minutes. So
like the eGMP cars.
Yeah, because it's not an eGMP car, but it has the batteries and the charging hardware and everything from the eGMP cars. Yeah. So I think it's fantastic for a luxury SUV. And it had some really tough competition because the Audi, the Q8 e-tron, also scored very highly.
Which I was surprised by. I really liked the Audi, but I did not expect it to be one of the finalists. But it was deceptively good.
Well, looking through the scoring, it actually scored the highest in our quality section, which our quality section isn't just how panels are put together. We look at paint quality. We look at a lot of different things, touch points, how the touch points feel. And then it also did well in the performance category, which isn't just acceleration and braking, but how that sort of like the performance that we expect from a vehicle of that price compared to what it actually delivers. And the Audi is very good, and the Audi feels very much like an Audi, and everything that you would expect from that. It's more money, and the range is better. The Sportsback will do like 305 miles, but
Yeah.
it's also a decent amount more money for
Doesn't charge as fast.
for an incremental increase in what I would consider luxury. So, again, if you look through our full coverage on the EV Plus website, you will see that the Genesis actually didn't win any individual category, other than I think maybe charging the quickest. But it didn't win anything like over performance, quality, comfort, stuff like that. What it is, though, is it scored so highly in all of the categories that it eked out the win. What else is there to say, Craig? What did I miss on the GV70?
I mean, it's just like you said earlier, the vehicle really is, I feel, more than the sum of its parts. It doesn't excel in any particular area, but it does everything very well. And the vehicle, the electrified GV70, is well built. It's comfortable. The interior is absolutely gorgeous. The charging is phenomenal. Yes, range could be better, certainly, but it's okay for what it is. The pricing is fair. I mean, there's a lot to love about this Genesis, really.
One thing I do want to mention about pricing, because I saw some comments on some of the vignettes that we did, is like, oh, all these, your finalists are all luxury EVs. I would like to point out that 6 of the 16 EVs that we tested fell under the $47,000 bonus point price cap, which in March of last year, that was the average new vehicle transaction price across all gas and electric. So if a car started less than that price, it did receive some bonus points. And I'm pleased to see 6 cars on there. The fact of the matter is that there's just more luxury EVs out there.
EVs tend to be expensive. They tend to be the luxury end of the market. Yeah, that's why.
So it's easier to draw in the luxury end of the market. I have some high hopes for the coming year of some things that, hopefully we'll be able to drive that is a lot less. The Model 3 Highland is something that I'm going to make sure we get a hold of one way or another. And that starts at, just under 40. There's the Fiat 500e that's coming. Won't have as much range, but will be, an interesting. There'll be some updated minis. Like there's going to be new stuff. There's going to be some new stuff out there, and it'll be interesting to see how that compares. One last thing that I'll say, sort of, about the GV70 is because it is winning our inaugural award. If the folks at Genesis would like to have it defend its title next year, this year technically, though next year's award. They are allowed to do so. So next year, we won't be evaluating every EV we get. We will only evaluate ones that are new or significantly updated from previous versions. This is we set a base. We set a base sort of benchmark for going forward in the future. And the reward for winning is the ability to come back and defend your title if you choose to do so. Or they could compete with something
Or maybe
new.
They'll update it and it'll be a whole new thing.
Maybe. So I'd like to say again, congratulations to Genesis. This isn't the first award that the GV70 has won. It wasn't the first award Genesis has won. But they really are, not to sound like the marketing end of Genesis, but they're compelling products. If you are in the market, you should at least look. Maybe it's not what you buy, but it's once you're in one and you realize sort of the price, the luxury value, and the styling is unique. It's not, doesn't necessarily just look like an egg. So, yeah. And if you'd like to see, let's call it Craig's full review of the Genesis Electrified GV70, you can click on the screen right now. It's like,
I'm clicking. It's not doing anything.
It's not doing